Welcome to the new Friday show, Madoka Magica, Puella Magi Madoka Magica, Maho Shoujo Madoka Magica, whatever you want to call it. This is the second Gen Orobuchi show that I'm watching right now since I just started Psycho Pass, also the second Shaft show that I'm currently watching, along with Bakemonogatari. But yeah, I've never seen it, and I've definitely heard a lot of great things, but just never gotten around to it, and I'm excited to check it out. It's obviously kind of impossible to know nothing about it unless you're just like totally new to anime and you just kind of randomly click on it one day. But I think it's pretty well known that it's not just, oh, happy, fun little magical girl time where nothing bad happens at all. Like, I know. So, you know. But as for the specifics of what happens in the show, I don't know. I've never seen it. So I'm excited to get into it. I got subtitles and the timer on screen if you want to follow along, or you can pull up the episode on your own. But we're going to watch it and discuss it, starting after any logos that are at the beginning. Let's get into it. Start Madoka Magica right now in 3, 2, 1, play. Starting very interesting way. Prologue in Heaven, 2011. These visuals are immediately pretty eye-catching, pretty intriguing. Pretty Shaft. Again, I'm very much reminded of Bakemonogatari, since I'm watching that now too, which is a very good thing. She has found the exit. Yeah, I mean, the way this opens, it's already pretty clear that it's probably not just like a regular little magical girl show. I mean, what am I looking at right now? It might not necessarily mean that it's going to be like super crazy dark, but it's at least something a little different. Like, look at this. But you could just attribute that to Shaft style. Now you got this other girl. It's crashing through a goddamn building. And fire's shooting. Okay, I don't know. It's one of those opening action scenes that, and there's a little mascot thing. It's one of those opening action scenes where I don't know what's happening. But it looks cool. Which, if you're going to do that, if you're going to have an opening action scene with no context, at least make it look interesting. Sure. Okay. Well, alright then, let's work on doing that. We're gonna work on changing fate. Okay. We're just starting right here in the middle of all of it, huh? Like, I assume we will flash back. I was wondering that myself. Interesting way to begin. Okay. Well, I'm intrigued. Alright, let me listen to the opening as best I can while also getting my plugs in there. If you enjoy these videos, they'll be coming out every Friday, along with other videos every day of the week, so subscribe if you enjoy. Like pretty fun, like cutesy images in the opening. Well, that's a little something else. But, you know, it's pretty unassuming. But, yeah. Check out the description down below. You got Twitter and Discord if you want to come hang out. We got Nakedness. There's Patreon if you want to support the channel and get these videos a week early or even earlier than that. Polls, vlogs, and all that stuff. Thank you very much. So yeah, this is a fun, cute little opening. And I know at the time that the show was coming out, the marketing was basically like this. They were just saying, no, it's just a cute magical girl show, I promise. Even though Gen Urobuchi was involved. And people were like, Alright, so that looked like a very... For some reason his face looked very Hiromu Arakawa. But either way, she's got a little brother. Mom's... Damn, that was a fucking major slamming of the door. Her mom won't get up for some reason. Her mom's a bit of a lazy. It's a cool house, though. I like the design of everything so far. I like the visuals. Talking about school gossip with her mom. Right? Letters. Come on. She's close with her mom, clearly. It's a new record. Well, that's I don't know about that, but okay. All right, Mom, ready for work. Looking good. Okay. If you say so, her mother has some very strong opinions about these things. But I like the character designs. I like that little, like, shadow that they do over part of the chin. I love how Shaft just, like, all these little things in the background, like that clock. Like, what the fuck was that? Whoever draws a clock like that, you could have just made it a clock, but they made it this weird ass thing just because. Starting off very happy-go-lucky, waking up, talking to her mom, talking about people's love lives, get the toast in your mouth and run off to school, and it's a happy, sunny, shiny day. Definitely see why they opened it the way they did, at least showing a little bit of what's to come. With a little mystery, like, why was she dreaming that? She did. That was her goal. Oh, blame the mom. That's rude. That's horrible. All right, well, if that's what you want. Yeah, let's get out of the middle of everything. And what the hell is this? Look at these little glass classrooms. What? What kind of school is this? Is this egg class? I didn't take egg in high school. This is probably not high school. I don't know. What? Great. This woman's really particular about her egg teachings. Anyway, here she is. Akemi. Everybody's so fucking into the new girl. She's so cool. The girl from my dream. Is she going to sit right next to her? I don't know if there's an open spot. Akemi Homura. Writing for herself. Okay. She's so cool. I love the design of this whole school. Okay. Probably already involved in the magical girl business. All the girls are surrounding around her, fascinated by her. Well, not really, but it's kind of hard to explain. Does she know? Okay, the health officer, is that a thing? I guess that's a Japan thing. Um, I don't know if she knows Madoka in any way. It kind of seems maybe like that's what she's going for here, but everybody's staring at the new girl. Yes, how would she have even known that? She's leading the way the whole time. This music makes things a little ominous. It is like that, isn't it? It's like there's more going on than meets the eye. Literally everybody is stopping to stare. They just are fascinated by this girl. Damn. Presumably. Again, I would think so. Yes. And? Are you threatening me? Wow. Is she advising her against becoming a magical girl? Because bad things will happen if you get involved with that? Intriguing. Huh. She just wanted that excuse to talk to her alone and tell her that. Oh, look at this math prodigy. She's perfect. Athletic too, of course. Isn't that how it always is? The new girl comes in and she's just amazing at everything. I'm sure. And yet the whole time she's just like... And she's gonna... past anybody. She's gonna be the fastest and the strongest and the everythingest. And there's little mascot boy. Yeah, it's a little weird. Sure, why not? That you just can't really explain that. Then you start sounding a little crazy too. All right, be honest with your friends. I mean, yeah, if you dreamed it, you dreamed it. You can't control that, but it's gonna sound weird. How'd you dream about this person before you met them? Yeah, that's... you don't remember all the specifics, but what stands out is that it was weird. Alright, she's just being rational about it. I mean, that's just what makes the most sense, really. It's very coincidental that she would show up the next day, but... Oh, fancy. Whoa. Hi there, alright. Rushing through the back alleys, dodging something. So we've got Homura here. The bikes. It's Bakemonogatari. Anyway, Homura and little cat bunny fox friend. I don't know the criteria, but for some reason Madoka is chosen for this, and it's calling out for help to her. That's real creepy. I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. There's a voice in your head. Just ignore it. Go home. It's just a bad idea. Well, there it is. She has met... Oh, he's looking pretty ragged. If you see that it's a cute little animal, then you gotta try to take care of it. But also it looks like an alien, so you gotta be a little freaked out too. And here she is. So clearly she's not on this thing's side. I mean, it's like the magical girl mascot thing, and she doesn't want Madoka to become that way, so it seems. But it was talking to her about changing fate and saving her, so I don't know. There's a good amount of mystery in the setup here. Of course, that was a dream, you know. Nice backup. Could have been a dream given to her by this thing to make her, to like appeal to her in some way. Oh shit. Oh. Oh, right? Oh, this again. That, that. Ew. It just got shafted, is what happened. Yeah, not right. That about sums it up. Look at the little mustache. Oh, what the fuck? Fantastic. This is absolutely my style of what the fuck. I am into it. Oh god. When you give them the rest of the features, it's not funny anymore. Okay. Thanks, I guess. Alright, so we have another magical girl who's friendly with little Kyubey. But now her friend's wrapped up in this too. Well, yeah, she's wearing the same thing. Is this the transformation? Or something? Okay. I like the music. Alright, here we go. Transformation. It didn't change all that much. Still kind of looks like a school uniform. But now she can do... What that? Oh my god. Holy shit. God damn, she just fucking Gilgameshed it. With guns. Yeah. Hi, now what? Let's talk this out. I don't know. Is she gonna back off? For now, it seems she will. Okay. Says it's not worth it. That was trippy. So they saved it. She's healing it up. Mommy. So they're both meant to be here. They're both gonna become magical girls. Sounds great. Let's do it. Well then, that was something. It's an interesting start. Fucking Shaft. Absolutely ridiculous. I love it. That scene at the end, with all there's so much happening visually. Like I can't even focus on any of it. So the mustache, little fluff balls, and everything. Is the ending just this image slowly zooming out? Okay. Either way, let's listen to it. But yeah, interesting little start. You know, even knowing that this show is not as happy as it may seem on the surface, and that it'll get darker later. You know, there's still a lot of intrigue at the beginning, and if you knew nothing about it, like when this was first airing, not knowing how dark it may or may not get, then yeah, like especially then, there'd be a decent amount of intrigue. And just from the way it's presented, visually and everything, like, regardless of darkness, it's at least unique in certain aspects and good. I get entranced by those crazy visuals pretty easily. So yeah, that's it. Alright, a little bit of a preview. A wish. Any kind of wish. Sounds great. I think that'd be really nice. That's the name of the next one, so... Alright, I guess I'll watch that one then, and that'd be really nice. But before that, we'll talk about this one. Alright, so that was episode 1 of Madoka Magica. I hope people aren't too disappointed that I'm not just fooled entirely, and that I'm not going into this thinking, I don't know a single thing about this. I guess it's just a fun little magical girl show. Like, again, I think it's pretty obvious. Like, I think it's to be expected at this point that people know that Madoka's known as the dark magical girl show. That's what's always referenced back to when you talk about shows being darker than they seem. People always use Madoka as the example of the 3-episode test. You watch the first 2 and maybe they're not super dark, but in the 3rd one it apparently will be. I don't know. But yeah. All I know is that when the show was coming out, I've heard that they tried to make it seem like it wouldn't be dark, and Urobuchi was involved in writing it, and they were just saying, no, it's just going to be a break from a lot of his usual stuff, and it's just going to be a fun magical girl show. And I guess people believed what they said, and then it turned out really not to be the case. But either way, I don't think knowing that really matters, because if it's good, then it'll be good, regardless. And so far with this first episode, it was pretty good. Like I said, people always bring this up when talking about the 3-episode rule. You've got to watch 3 episodes of a show before you drop it, which I think is absurd. I've dropped shows in like 20 seconds. I think people who say that are not people who watch like a ton of shows, because there was a time when I was trying to watch at least a little bit of every single show that came out, which is like 40 a season or something. So when you're trying to do that, you turn on this show, you see in the first 20 seconds, like, oh, okay, this is just something that no one is going to watch and no one is going to like, and this is just bad. Like when you go out of your way to watch like anything, you really get to see like, okay, that's just no, that's not worth the time whatsoever. I feel like people who talk about the 3-episode test are maybe people who only click on shows that they are already interested in, which, if you want to do things that way, that's perfectly fine. But, you know, if there's a first episode and it doesn't grab you, you think it was bad, and you're not interested in continuing, you're perfectly in your right to stop. I don't think a show needs to tell you exactly what its direction will be within the first episode. You know, people will say it starts out lighthearted, but then with episode 3 it's gonna get dark. That doesn't matter as long as it's good. Like, the first episode may not have been dark, it may not have been indicative of exactly what the series will be like, but it was good. That's the point. You don't need 3 episodes to tell you if it's gonna be good. Shows can get better they often do, just because they have time to endear you to the characters and expand the plot, and you just spend more time with it, you get endeared to it. But if you're watching the first couple episodes of a show and you don't like the characters, there's problems that are just inherent to the structure of the show, like the art, the animation, the directing, the editing, just anything with the production, the pacing, like these things are, those are deep problems with the show that aren't just gonna disappear, most likely. So I don't fully believe the 3-episode thing. Let's talk about Madoka though. Yeah, I love the visuals. Studio Shaft. I'm watching Bakemonogatari right now as well, and I'm loving the visuals and the directing and presentation of that show, and this just has that same flair and same style, and it's fantastic. I love the way that it opens. The sequence towards the end was incredible. Just everything in the background at all times. I love the design of the school and of Madoka's house and everything. Like I was saying during the reaction, you have all these small little details, like the clock. So many shows, if you're gonna just show a house, just make it like a normal ass looking house. We're gonna cut to a clock. It's a clock. But no, not here. They're like, let's make it a fucking weird ass thing, because that's cooler. Everything looks really great. The show's starting in this trippy place where we don't know what's going on, we have no context, but it's fascinating. It presents a mystery visually. It's a really good way to get me intrigued, and I'm glad that it was a dream. I'm glad it wasn't something happening later. Well, it might be in a way, but I'm glad we didn't just flash back to see how it all began. I'm glad that was a dream, and Madoka is just as confused as we are, and she doesn't know what's going on, and we don't know who to trust and what exactly is true and what's not. And then you get the sequence towards the end with just all this visual shit crammed in there. It's like, oh, this is just amazing. I have no idea what's happening, and I love it. It's just super cool. And then you get the mommy and her transformation scene and all the guns that all fire off. Some really cool looking stuff. I like the character designs quite a bit. The art is not consistent, really. There's a lot of off-model shots, but I like the way it looks, just the overall visual style and the general character designs and everything, and the colors. Looks pretty cool so far. Can't wait to see when we get more whatever kind of trippy shit Magical Girls can bring us. Like I said, regardless of darkness, this was just good. It definitely shows that it's going to be unique to a lot of Magical Girl shows. I don't have the most detailed Magical Girl history. I have seen a little bit, but still, I think this definitely stands out from most, probably. And even if you don't think it's going to be dark, you see it's at least going to be unique and intriguing with the visuals and with Studio Shaft. Even if it wasn't going to be dark, I'd be like, I want to see this show that's done by Shaft, just to see what the hell it looks like and where it goes. Because regardless of, even if I didn't think it was going to get any darker, I'm still like, it's still fucking trippy and cool, and I still want to see where it's going to go regardless. It was still good. It was still really well done. And there is a lot of intrigue, because you have this girl, Homura, and it plays into a lot of tropes of anime, just like a happy start. She's waking up from a dream, she gets the toast in her mouth, runs off to school, happy music, talking with her friends. There's the new girl transfer student with the long black hair, and she's the smartest and the most beautiful and the most athletic and the coolest person of all time. It's playing with those tropes, and when you know that the show's probably going to take some turns later, I guess that's just going to subvert your expectations even more when it started off in a seemingly generic kind of way. But you have this girl, Homura here, who Madoka dreamed about, and she's a magical girl, and she tells Madoka, she knows who she is, and she tells her, don't change who you are or you'll lose the things that you care about. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So she seems to know that Madoka is somehow going to get involved with the magical girl stuff and is trying to warn her against it. I don't know how this stuff is chosen, why Madoka and her friend may have been chosen for this, but they seem to have been by this little thing, Kyubey. And so it seems like Homura's probably the good guy in that scenario, telling her not to get involved because it'll be a bad idea. It'll bring consequences that she may not have been expecting, and it'll be darker than she thought it may have been. And so her chasing Kyubey and trying to kill it, it's like, what the hell's going on with that? So then you got Kyubey and him being protected by this other magical girl, Mami, which was pretty badass. But yeah, what's his goal with all this? Is he the villain in this? Is he in the wrong? Is he purposefully trying to do something bad to them and mommy just is on his side or just doesn't know about it? Or is it just he's not like an evil character or anything? Maybe he just wants them to be magical girls for the good of the world or whatever, but it's a dangerous job and, you're protecting the greater good at the sacrifice of yourself, and maybe Homura just telling her, hey, it's not worth it, don't sacrifice yourself for that kind of thing. I don't know, but if that was the case, why would she be actively trying to kill him? You'd think she would have said more, but mommy's totally on his side. She had the dream at the beginning where Homura was in this fight and in over her head, and Kyubey was telling her, you can save her, you can change fate, you can fix all this. So it's is there any truth to that at all? Is that gonna actually happen? Was that a dream that he gave her with his power to just kind of entice her and make her think that this is something that she should do? Was it a trick in a way? Is he kind of romanticizing it, making it seem like she's got this grand purpose that she should be doing when really it's something else? I don't know, but there's a decent amount of mystery of what is going on here and whose side we should be on and what she should do. Obviously she's going to take on the magical girl mantle, which is exciting just to see where the story goes, but yeah, what's gonna happen when she does? I have no idea. But pretty fun other than that as well, just in the lighter scenes, interacting with her friends or with her mom or her family. Just fun little character interactions, fun little bits of dialogue that build character, like her conversation with her mom or the teacher and the eggs. Just eat your fucking eggs, who cares? So yeah, I'm intrigued to see where it goes. And to hear people's thoughts about this first episode and what it was like the first time you watched it. Did you know what the show was going to be like? I can't even say that I know what the show is going to be like. I've just heard that it gets dark at episode 3. I don't know what that means. I don't know how dark it'll really be, what some people consider dark. So, to some people, you have to be Berserk to be dark, and for some people, people have different levels of what they would consider that. And then what it'll actually be like and what the show will do going forward. I don't know the specifics at all. But either way, it'd be cool to hear different people's experiences watching this show, if you had any idea of the direction it might be going in, if you were completely blind, how you feel about the whole 3-episode thing for this show, or in general. I talked about that too much, but it's kind of an interesting thing to talk about, to hear people's perspective on that. Just a little bit more about it. People will say, they'll give examples of shows that they apply to the 3-episode test to, or shows that they think start out bad but then become great. And it's always, I've heard people say Hunter x Hunter a lot, for example, which doesn't make sense to me. Hunter x Hunter doesn't start out bad. Yeah, it doesn't start out as good as it becomes over the course of 140 episodes, of course. It's gotta start simple. It gets better, of course, but it doesn't start bad. There's nothing in the first few episodes of Hunter x Hunter where I'm this is bad. The animation, directing, character, story, they're bad. Maybe they're not, the greatest and indicative of where it's gonna go, but people talk about shows like that as if they were just bad. And then they get amazing, and you gotta give them 3 episodes. Where it's no, they start simple and they get better. If a show starts out and it's just bad, feel free to drop it. It's really not your responsibility to have to watch it. And if you want, you can pick it up again later, but yeah, whatever. So yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes. I didn't expect her friend to be involved. I guess she's gonna join in too. We'll see about that, learn more about Homura and where she's coming from with all this. Her warning seemed pretty serious. Seems like she's gone through some shit with the way she acts all the time. Her expressionless face that seems like she's gone through some rough stuff, and some of the faces that she was making in those close-ups when she was talking to Madoka in the hallway. Seems like she's had some rough experiences and that she knows what she's talking about, and that maybe being a magical girl is a bad idea. Maybe mommy is newer and hasn't experienced that hardship, but it seems like she's gone through some shit. I don't know, but I'm very curious, and I just want to see some more Shaft shit vomited out all over the screen, because it's pretty incredible. So let me know your thoughts on all this. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Check out all the description stuff down below and subscribe. Really appreciate all the support, and I will see you next time.